I want to continue with dedication. I want to dedicate this video to the legendary Fauzi Omar. So if you have never heard of Fauzi Omar, here's my take. Okay, he's one of the probably a legendary sports writer. Started in the Straits Times, and then he rolled down to Malay Mail to become their Malay Mail Editor. So in the Malay Mail, when you are at helm, right, they don't have all these funky title, just editor Malay Mail. And down the chain of command, he had his news editor, assistants, and deputy blah 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 and whatnot. Right down to all those people in the background, production editor and so on. So Fauzi, my brush with him is that when I was in the NST, I on the corridor, I see him, I say, I greet him, morning Cik Fauzi. Say, don't call me Cik, just call me Fauzi, And he had a brilliant career as a sports journalist, and so much so the Sports Writer Association of Malaysia appointed him as one of the head honchos, back in the past. Because if you want to go to take photo in the football field, the stadium, if you're a photographer or a journalist affiliated with the Sports Writer Association, you get the first dip. You get to go and cover all these things, accreditation, because they really matter. They were this very powerful entity. So I rotated to Malay Mail in the late 90s and was welcomed by Fauzi. I worked with the news desk to cover hard news. I think you all heard the story I told earlier about you get what you give. So with one regime collapsing, before the regime collapsed, right? The head honcho of Straits Times, they can't see face to face with Fauzi and all that. So ultimately, Fauzi had enough. He had to leave. So he actually quit. He threw in the towel. He resigned. So I told myself, oh, this man, although my gig with him was brief, but he did a lot for me. So I say, hey boss, since you're leaving, out of goodwill, good gesture, I take you out for makan, go for dinner. So at that time, I was just a junior reporter, probably 6 years, 7 years, or maybe 5 years in the business. I'm not a highly paid person, so what I get is I get allowances, overtime, and all that. For that extra work, he actually endorsed my extra pay and all that. Very grateful to that. So I went to the cooperative. I took cash advance. I think about $1,000 Then I say, okay, I'll take you to this place near the Subang Airport, called Lala Chong. So book a table. I invited him, a couple of buddies, the entire gym bang. Okay, he's except that asshole news editor, one of those deputy editor, added a couple of guys from the sports section, including his buddy from the NST came. Everybody ate, everybody drank. The bill came up to almost $1,000. Okay, I paid the bill. It's my way to say thank you to Fauzi for all he has done to help. It was worth it for me. It was worth every ringgit and cent. But there were people there, people in position, people who earn much more. Actually, had makan, drink, and fucking gloated about, I went there, then this nobody paid for everything, ha. So these fucking freeloaders actually ate and drank without even offering to share the load. But I said, never mind, fuck it, I don't really care, because if you can do that, you got no dignity, you got no self-respect, you got no integrity, you're not going to go far. So eventually Fauzi moved on. There was another formal farewell party at this place called Backyard, and his successor Rocky, okay, went to the Malay Mail. I think Rocky also somehow or other could be moving up the ladder or some form of banishment, because the business time also going belly up. Anyway, they had this party and all that, and years later when I left the NST group, I rekindled my connection with Fauzi again. He owns a security company. He was doing well on his own. So my buddy told him, said, you know, your makan, you know, all that, this guy actually paid by taking a loan. Then he said, oh, I didn't know that. I say, never mind lah, you know. Anyway, these are the kind of experience that, you know, money cannot buy, and then you cannot quantify the value of money for friendship and the kind of help a person has offered. So I'm pretty grateful to Fauzi Omar, because I think his endorsement, I think how he looked up to me actually helped me to form my career, you know, as a writer. So the hardest thing, I guess, for anyone who has passion is some fella up there throwing a wet towel over you, try to extinguish you. But I guess if you're good, you're good. Anywhere you go, you know, or other things you do, you will never go down. Because I think it all boils down to experience. If you have experience, you know, you can use your skill set to do other things. So I think I'm very happy for Fauzi, because I think he did well after that. And I think whatever experiences, you know, as a sports writer and all that, you know, probably he got more stories to tell than me. So what I'm saying here is that there are many people who have position, they earn more and all that, but when they take you for a sucker, you know, you pay for their meal, they drink your beer and all that, and they actually make fun of you and do not appreciate you. So goes back to you get what you give. So later some of these guys just went bottom up and all that. I mean, to me, yeah, okay, man, you know, to be mean, I say good riddance, you know, fuck off. But if you have been a much responsible person, you know, a guy with good qualities, a stand-up guy, surely, you know, there'll be less burden, right? But yeah, you know, a very good lesson. So when I go all out, I really put food on the table and drinks and all that. And I don't, I'm not a calculating person, you know. I got nothing to gain. So I gave my best. So I think, you know, for Fauzi, right, I wish you the best. You know, I hope you have a good life. Thank you for the memories. So that's you know, my story. One of the greatest sports writer I've ever met. Yeah.